Hey guys, it's Kendra. Today I'm going to share with you my personal testimony and how I came to know Christ, how I came to know Jesus, however you want to phrase it. This is just my testimony. Before I get started, I want to give credit where credit is due. One of my Instagram followers, Malachi, gave me the idea to do a testimonial type of a video. So thanks, Malachi. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Let's do it then. So I was raised in a Christian home, and I'm sure you guys are probably like, oh, well now her testimony is going to be boring, it's not all that interesting, click away. Don't do that. It gets better, I promise. But yes, I was raised in a Christian home. I grew up going to church, learning about Jesus, and I'm sure at a very young age I first said the sinner's prayer, you know, the prayer you pray when you want Jesus to come into your heart, all that stuff. So I don't really remember the first time that I ever did that, but I do remember this period in my life where I was maybe 10, 11, somewhere around there, and I just didn't feel like a Christian. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to feel like a Christian, but I didn't feel like I was saved. I didn't feel like God was close. I just felt like a disconnect. So I took it upon myself to pray over and over again that God would save me. And that just kind of went on for a long time because I didn't feel like I was saved. But then there came this one day where I was reading in this Bible study, devotional type of a book, and it was perfect. It sticks to me even to this day. The devotional was set up kind of like a fictional story where you would read this story and it has like a Bible lesson in it. So this story talked about a girl who was in a science class and she felt like she wasn't a Christian either. She felt like she wasn't saved. And this girl in the science class talked to her teacher about it, which is totally unrealistic that a science teacher in a public school would talk about God with a student. But anyways, this girl went to her science teacher and the science teacher explained to her, well, you know, the earth is spinning right now. Can you feel it? And she said, no, can't feel it. And he said, but does it mean that the earth isn't spinning? And she said, no. It's scientific fact. It's proven that the earth is spinning even though we don't feel it. And he said that's the exact same way it is with your faith. Even though you may not always feel like you're saved, you may not feel like God's always there, like you're a Christian, that doesn't mean that you're not a Christian. I know, double negatives, they're a pain. Basically, just because you don't feel like a Christian doesn't discount the fact that you are a Christian. So I learned that through the Bible study book, and that so helped me. No, but it was super helpful, and just from that point on, I think I just prayed one last time just to kind of like recommit, I guess you could say. And from that point on, I just kept that in my mind about how the earth is spinning and, you know, we don't feel it. My life just continued from that point on, and then there came this point where I was, I don't know, 14, 15, somewhere around there, when I went to the Harvest Crusade. And oh boy, Harvest Crusades, they're dangerous. I felt convicted at the end of the crusade to go down and do the altar call, and I was scared. I felt so scared at that time because I was like, I'm a Christian already. Why am I feeling like I need to go do this? So I just did it. My parents walked down with me and they helped me through it, and I just looked at it as though it was a recommitment. It wasn't that I hadn't already been saved, it was just a recommitment. I think I was baptized around the same time as all of that. I think it was definitely after the crusade, but it was around that time, like in junior high, when I was baptized. Up until that point, my testimony had been pretty basic. I didn't really have much to say except for everything I've already said. But then things got a little more interesting about a year ago. A little over a year ago is when I started to experience anxiety. And I've talked about this on my channel before, so if this is your first time ever seeing one of my videos and you have anxiety or you want to learn more about it, go check out my anxiety video playlist that I've made. I'll put it in the link down below. So I started dealing with anxiety over a year ago, and that really took my faith to the next level because there were so many things that I hadn't been dealing with over the course of my lifetime that all came up at that point. A lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings, just a lot of stuff just came up because of the anxiety, and I had to work through it. And there was no way that I was going to be able to make it through all of that without God. So during that time, I just started clinging to Him so hard. And I'd already felt like I have been pretty close with God, not necessarily like crazy on fire or anything, but I knew that I had been saved for a long time. I knew that He and I had a personal relationship, but our relationship just kind of went to the next level a little over a year ago. He helped me through all of that stuff. He helped me through the darkest nights of my life, some of the worst days of my life, and He just strengthened my faith through it. Even though there were so many times where I felt like I was just gonna, die or something, He held on to me through it all. All I can say is that through every trial that I've faced with my anxiety, God has always been there to help me through it, even when I didn't feel like He was. And He's built up my strength and my character and my ability to trust Him so much more through all of that time. In the future, I would like to make another video that's just purely about my anxiety journey, kind of call it my anxiety testimony, if you will. But for now, this is what I'm going to be dealing with, is just how my relationship with God has changed and how I was saved initially. So that's it. That's my testimony. That's my story. Blah. I hope that it encouraged you in some way, or it just entertained you, or there was something encouraging, or just it helped you somehow. I'm not totally sure. I haven't personally watched a lot of testimony videos, but I do know that testimonies are helpful to kind of see the journeys that other people have taken, so you know kind of how yours may go, or just to draw encouragement from it because you know that there's somebody else who's experienced something similar to you. That's it for today, you guys. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.